I think that it was my soul's journey to kind of being born into darkness and find my way out. I travelled a lot. I was a dancer, model, actor, like most of my life, but very, very unconscious, very much driven by my ego. All my life experiences mirrored that. All my relationships mirrored that. They were very toxic. I knew that I wasn't a bad person, but bad things happened a lot in my life, and I couldn't figure out why. It felt like I was swimming upstream a lot. And I drank and drugged to not feel any of that stuff and to stay unconscious, really. My soul started to wake up when I stopped drinking and surrendered. It was my first major surrender. So my old ideas were very much based in that egoic conception of who I was. You know, I thought I was the dancer, the actor, the model, whatever it is. I thought that's who I was, and I thought that was all that I was. So as I started to surrender all of these old ideas that kind of ensnared my spirit, that kind of was the prison that I was living in, these set of thoughts and beliefs that I believed to be true about myself, once I started to surrender that stuff, all of a sudden, the truth of my soul and the actual reason for me being here, the thing that I'm passionate about, which I didn't even realise I was passionate about until I surrendered all this other stuff, was able to come through. And it turns out I'm passionate about serving humanity and people's souls, you know, and yeah, that's what I'm passionate about. And that's not what I would have said before, let me tell you. So the healing that I do is Ignite Your Spirit therapy, and I'm a teacher and a therapist of this modality now also. We use soul energy to release from the different chakras any kind of stifling energy or old blockages or old wounds that are clogging up our chakras, our energy centers of the body, and we release them because they're slowing down our vibration. And then we bless full of high vibrational energy, putting in like a newer high vibrational set of thought forms and beliefs to upgrade the consciousness. And so for me personally, it was a game changer, totally changed my life. And it's like with great joy, I'm able to give this back to people and say, hey guys, this totally works. It totally changed my life. It healed my PTSD. So this modality, when I got sober, I realized I had PTSD. I had complex PTSD from a lot of, you know, experiences that I'd been through. It was very, very hard to experience the post-traumatic stress sober. And through constant Ignite Your Spirit healings and blessings and working with, you know, that part of the self that holds on to that trauma and then gets triggered every time it sees stimuli that triggers it and then having a reaction, it's totally gone. It's totally healed. It's amazing, right? So I'm really wanting to, there's so many things that I'm passionate about. One of the things I'm passionate about is getting this Ignite Your Spirit therapy for the treatment of post-traumatic stress syndrome, because it's a solution, you know. When I made the transition from like doing my normal job, which was, you know, professional dancer, I was a host at a restaurant down in Bondi Beach, the bucket list. You know, I was still doing modelling stuff. And so while I was studying with Shakti Durga and Shanti Mission and, you know, getting accredited as a therapist, I was still doing those other things right up until I just knew it was my time to not do that anymore. And there was just something that felt incongruent within my being that I needed to make the change. Like I just needed to make the change. And you know, I had been dancing since I was 3, and there was just a moment, and it was time, and I ended it. I had my last night, and I ended on a really, really high note, full of love with all of my friends. I left the show that I had been doing for 7 years, and it was just a very blissful experience and lots of love. The one thing that I could say about my journey is that I've just had to become really masterful at surrender. My perception was very much only the weak people surrender, the weak people give up. But my understanding now is that when I surrender, I'm at my most strongest, because it's in that moment that I let go of trying to control my own life and let some other higher being, whether it be God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, come into my life. And it's in that moment that there's a possibility for change. It feels so disempowering when you're doing it. It's the egoic part of self that is dying, and it feels ghastly, like it feels terrible. But on the other side of that, it's actually the most freedom that you can feel, you know. And it's not that if you surrender you're going to get what you want, because it's not that, you know. It's if I surrender what I think I need, it gives God or the divine the opportunity to come in and give me what my soul needs or what my soul wants. You know, I could have stayed working in that beautiful show for another 10 years. My ego felt very safe there because I knew how to do that. You know, I've been doing it my whole life. I didn't feel exposed, I felt safe, I had money coming in. But if I didn't take that risk of surrendering and jumping into the abyss, the next part of the jigsaw puzzle of my soul's mission will not have come through. Yeah, so that's been my experience. Every time I've surrendered, it's been scary, and then the second I've really fully surrendered, within like a few days even, the next part of my soul's mission has come in. So I have faith in it now from my experience. When I'm living from that place, my deepest truth, it is like being in ecstasy. The real way. You know what I mean? Like the real way. The purpose that I feel, the complete contentment, I've never experienced anything like it. No manufactured thing has ever worked like this. Do you know what I mean? This is the way it was meant to be. This is the way we were designed to live into that truth and to live from that place of truth. And it is like ecstasy. I would say to anyone that was looking for or searching for what makes them passionate, like what is their passion, prayer. I definitely have to say prayer is so powerful, and it really works. And asking open-ended prayers when you wake up in the morning around, okay, God or universe, whatever you want to call it, where do you want me to be and what do you want me to do? And that's what I do. I mean, every morning I pray and I say that, you know, I give you my fear. Help me set aside all the things I think I know about myself. Help me set aside all of my old ideas about who I think I am, and open me up to a new experience. And so I ask the divine every morning, what would you have me do? And it's through that I get to really connect with the passion of my soul. It could feel like you're giving your power away, but you're not. You're actually inviting I'm inviting my higher self in and the divine into my life, and it works much better than when I'm trying to do things myself.